Here's a story at nzherald.co.nz entitled "The Spy Who Believes Hitler May Have Faked His Own Death," and the anonymous author begins. Adolf Hitler escaped alive from his Berlin bunker and was secretly flown to a secure military compound in Argentina, where his legion of schmaltzy supporters hoped to create the Fourth Reich. It may sound like historical fiction, but these astounding claims may not be as far-fetched as they sound, according to the latest series, Hunting Hitler, which airs on History Channel. Former CIA operative Bob Baer and Tim Kennedy, the U.S. Special Forces sergeant who was involved in the capture of al-Qaeda leaders Osama bin Laden and Abu al-Zarqawi, investigated whether the Fuhrer indeed escaped to a new life in South America. Sifting through the 14,000 declassified documents, the pair discovered there could be an alternate truth to the accepted story that the Fuhrer committed suicide along with his wife, Eva Braun, on April 30, 1945. One document from British intelligence claims Hitler was flown out of the Germany capital by Luftwaffe pilot Captain Peter Baumgart, the day before he purportedly took his own life. The pair also found evidence of a previously unknown fifth exit from the bunker, which led to an area large enough for a makeshift runway. Another document reveals an SS officer claiming to have seen Hitler in Denmark shortly before changing planes to his final destination. Meanwhile, in Argentina, evidence surfaced of a military-style compound where Hitler may have stayed after his arrival. The Fuhrer had plans for a Fourth Reich centered in the South American country of Argentina, according to Baer. He points to the fact that tens of thousands of schmaltzes arrived in Argentina following the end of World War II, as well as evidence of a schmaltzy physicist working at a nuclear facility to test explosive devices. Thank you, Eldergrown, for the Super Chat. Super Chats this evening going to the Love for All Humans Fund because of his battle with lung cancer. Thank you very much, Eldergrown. There's also a mystery and another Super Chat from Zacchaeus Hundley saying it's lit. Thank you, Zach. There's also mystery surrounding the most important pieces of evidence that would conclude whether or not Hitler and Braun died on April 30th, 1945. Their bodies. The only existing remains of Hitler, which has been accepted by historians, is that of a piece of a lower jawbone, said to be held by the Kremlin. According to the Russian army, the bodies of Hitler and Eva Braun were wrapped in blankets and carried to the garden just outside the bunker, placed in a bomb crater and doused with petrol before being set ablaze. In May of 1945, a Russian forensics team dug up what was presumed to be the dictator's body. Part of the skull was missing, apparently the result of a suicide shot. The remaining piece of jaw matched his dental records, according to his captured dental assistants. The skull fragment was dismissed as belonging to Hitler in 2009, leaving only the lower jaw as evidence, which reportedly matched his dental records, but unknown to the world. The corpse, then believed to be Hitler's, was interred in Magdeburg, East Germany. There it remained long until after Stalin's death in 1953. Finally, in 1970, the KGB dug up the corpse, cremated it, and secretly scattered the ashes in a river. For Baer, only the lower jaw fragment that remains could conclusively reveal whether or not Hitler died in 1945, but Russia has yet to release it for forensic study. Speaking to Sunday Express, Baer said, "It's like the Shroud of Turin. When are the Russians going to bring it out? If we want to conclude this story, I would get the lower jaw. No one expects to find Hitler, and there are no first-hand witnesses alive that are credible who actually saw him in South America. On the other hand, there are Nazi communities in Argentina who just refuse to talk." Takahama Olsen 2, thank you for the Super Chat. Again, going to our fundraising efforts tonight for Love for All Humans. And this is his dog, KC. Let's check out some art. Is it time for art? Not quite yet. Wow, we have this article here at newspapers.com. From 1947, Peter Baumgart, The Hitler Escape Story, Pottstown Mercury, Pennsylvania, December 13th. German pilot names others who knew Hitler and Eva Braun escaped Berlin. A one-time German SS elite guard pilot, sticking to his story that he flew Adolf Hitler and his mistress Eva Braun to Denmark just before the fall of Berlin, was reported tonight to have named others he said were on the flight. The newspaper Zyki Warzari said Captain Peter Baumgart had elaborated upon earlier accounts in a statement to Polish authorities. Thank you, Local Boy, for the super chat, saying prayers and much love for Love for All Humans. Thank you very much, Local Boy. The paper reported that Baumgart said a sister of Eva Braun, a German general named Brummer, and his wife, and one other aide of Hitler were aboard that plane. He was said to have told this story. He was called by Hitler in 1945 and took off for the German leader's party the same day in a Messerschmitt, escorted by two other aircraft whose crews included a Lieutenant Urban and a Sergeant Guntel. Thank you, Johnny Pepperston, for the super chat. So wait, does this money go to the dog or to Hitler? This money goes to the dog's owner, Casey's owner, of course, being Love for All Humans. Thank you very much, Johnny. Chili Peen, thank you for the super chat. Contributor to the Love Fund. From Elizabeth and her son, so wonderful to see you again, says Elizabeth. Tonight we are raising money for one of our own, Love for All Humans. Was agreed to be represented here by his dog KC tonight. Love says he also needs our prayers and our positive energy. There are two ways to contribute. You can give directly to Love's crowdfunding site at the URL above, or just donate through Super Chat tonight. We received our first donation before the show began, in the amount of $100 from Brandy and Wally. Thank you.